To shoot straight with ya, Enter the Gungeon is good. For $14.99 you get a great roguelite that has a good amount of variety, difficulty, and action that you'd want out of the genre. Now, is it Binding of Isaac Rebirth good? No, unless you're an NRA member. It does misfire in a chamber or two, but it's a solid experience nonetheless. So let's scope the game out. You start at the first floor, gunning down various enemies and bosses along the way by firing your arsenal and dodge rolling around the map like Link from Ocarina of Time. As you fight your way through each room, you'll run into traps and will find items that will help you out. And you'll load up with more guns, of course. Not Borderlands levels of guns, but a significant amount of guns nonetheless. But these are a little bit more memorable. Sure, you get your typical sniper rifles and shotguns and whatnot, but the game is no Call of Duty clone with its weaponry. It's this variety in guns where the game truly shines. Some guns are great in burst damage, but will have problems in controlling crowds. Some are great at pushing enemies back, which is great when you've got a nice open pit to launch them into. Some guns are weird, some guns are ridiculous, and some guns are iconic, but they all are fun to use. When having to switch around your strategy to deal with the room and the hand dealt to you, the game is able to keep up the action for longer periods of time, even if you faced yet another set of bullet heads in the process. You feel like a true gunslinger. Control-wise, the game works on both the controller and the keyboard and mouse settings. The mouse gives you more precision in aiming, but I found that dodging and movement felt more natural on the controller thanks to the control stick. Each of them have their own strengths, but it's like choosing a revolver versus an SMG. Both of them have their strengths, but both of them have weaknesses. The game does a good job of keeping your ammo count stocked to keep things fresh, allowing you to discover new characters to interact with as you dig through the dungeon. You'll get new quests and objectives that can make the game easier and give you a little bit more challenge along the way. It definitely understands that this is a game that you're designed to replay, and to let out its arsenal of guns over a period of time. It even through the first 6 to 7 hours, repeat guns were less common than I thought they'd be, even at the early levels of the dungeon. Enemy variety helps this as well, as alternate bullet patterns and gun assignments doesn't mean you'll be facing yet another bullet sponge. Bosses in particular do feel like an appropriate showdown, as you go one-on-one in a show of skill and a hail of bullets. And there are a lot of bullets at times. Now, roguelites can have moments of unfairness, where a set of random elements all come together in the worst possible combination to really screw over the player. And in Enter the Gungeon, I found that 99% of the time, that had to do with the level layout. Being trapped in a small room with not a lot of maneuverability felt like playing Russian roulette with 5 bullets in the chamber. The game is designed to be hard, of course, and you don't want a roguelite to be like shooting fish in a barrel. But with health being such a scarce resource at times, you really feel the effects of the RNG here. And the RNG can also really mess with you with the items. Almost every time I had a deep run in this game, it's because I got an item that helped with the health portion of the game. I feel like there's a tweak here to be made, although I'm unsure what that tweak necessarily is. And I think the bigger thing that's missing here is that story element. Sure, the game gives you characters and a little bit of background here and there, but that overall thematic element that you saw in Binding of Isaac Rebirth isn't present here. That's why it falls behind. There's some interesting elements that I'd like to see a narrative be developed to, even if it's not through basic storytelling. It's just not here. Overall, Enter the Gungeon is a great action game that has the replayability factor. Between the variety of enemies, guns, and items, it's a great game that mirrors the firing range. Playing a round or two every night can calm the nerves, while letting you get a little bit better for the next time around. It's good old arcade fun, with a little bit of strategy thrown into the mix. Just don't expect the game to help steady your aim, as it's merciless with its difficulty. And hey, in the end, we need more games like this. Thanks for watching. Like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe if you want more content like this. In the description below, you'll find the Steam review accompanying this vid, along with social media that you can follow me on, Twitter, Google+, and Facebook groups. And if you want to support the channel, click that Patreon on the left of the screen. And remember, keep on gaming.